I've never considered you an ally, not even for a second. Not you, not Kushida, not Hirata. People are nothing but tools to me. All of them. I don't care what I have to do to win.
As you can see, anime manipulators have to be some of the corniest individuals to ever exist. Because when people start to genuinely think they're one of these manipulators, we get some of the worst content and individuals ever. In this video, we're gonna go over the corniest anime manipulators and the craziest consequences of their actions. Subscribe if you haven't already. First culprit on the list, we have to go Ayanokoji Kiyotaka. Where do I even begin, bro? Hot take, but I actually think Ayanokoji is a good and interesting character. However, his fanbase is one of the worst anime fanbases on planet Earth. Genuinely, this guy had everybody thinking they were a manipulator in 2022. Let me just read off some of the insane glazed thumbnails people made just because of Ayanokoji. Don't react. How to control your emotions like Ayanokoji. Become emotionless like Ayanokoji Kiyotaka. How I became Ayanokoji Kiyotaka. And the worst one, once you breathe like Ayanokoji, reality shifts. This is not air. It's gonna be a long 2026, bro. And the reason why I brought this guy up first is because guess what? You're about to see a lot more of this content starting the 1st of April. Because the new season of Classroom of the Elite drops. And honestly, I think this show might actually be some peak. But just expect to see 4 to 5 times the amount of videos surrounding this guy, bro. Now the show is some peak, but it does have some very interesting qualities. First of all, the main character Ayanokoji just exists to be glazed. You thought some of these other shows like Jujutsu Kaisen or Solo Leveling glazed some of their characters like Gojo. But when I tell you Ayanokoji glaze remains absolutely undefeated, I'm not lying. First of all, I don't know what the writers were cooking when they made this guy, but for some reason he has absolutely zero emotions. I guess because of his nonchalant upbringing, but every time this man talks, he doesn't even speak normally. In every single scene, this guy has his tie undone and hands in his pockets. Bro genuinely started the nonchalant trend before nonchalant even became a thing. Every time he speaks, I kid you not, he talks like this and has a regular tone voice like this and doesn't ever fluctuate his tones like this. But I don't know, because this guy is some insane self-insert anime character, bro. Major spoiler alert, but first of all, throughout all of the seasons we've seen so far, Ayanokoji has not lost. I kid you not, when everything seems it's hit the fan, when it looks like Class D is about to lose, when the other geniuses in the other classes look like they're gonna win, and have Ayanokoji losing, we get some cutaways showing what secret moves Ayanokoji did when the cameras weren't rolling. I kid you not, they'll talk about some Ayanokoji secretly used his class points to purchase this just in case this happened, which actually ended up happening because Ayanokoji predicted it. After he secretly predicted someone was gonna make this action, he used his class points to sabotage this person. And gang, this happens so many times with scenes they never show us in the actual show. They'll just cut to it after the whole situation, talking about how Ayanokoji outsmarted everybody. And get this right, they glaze him without glazing him. Because every time he wins in something, they make sure not to give him the credit and to glaze him for that. Because Ayanokoji's whole thing is that he's the secret manipulator in the background, winning every single time, whilst in the back of the class, looking like this. I'm just like, come on gang, there's no way we're writing him like this. This is where the Ayanokoji obsession came from. Because I'm not gonna lie, he was cold in the series, but the fan base just got unbearable. We really got people out here saying that how we're gonna move after ignoring all our day ones when Ayanokoji comes back. How me and Ayanokoji were moving in Classroom of the Elite. His most infamous speech, "I never considered you an ally, not even once." Essentially where he calls everybody tools in the show, and that he never trusted anyone and he only cares about winning. We really had people in real life genuinely thinking they were moving like this. Like, bro Chacho, you are not tough for this in the slightest. And this guy is just far and away the absolute worst example because Ayanokoji made it extremely toxic. Had everybody thinking there was some next gen manipulator. And this was during that Anitalk era too, so we're just about to see everything go crazy come April 1st. However, I will be there watching the new season because I'm ready for some heat. It's been too many years since I've seen this show come out. Up next for a corny manipulator, we have Light Yagami. This guy is by far the stupidest manipulator in anime. So you're telling me you're a mass serial killer and you get hand gifted a book where if you write someone's name in it, they get unalived in any way of your choosing. Plus the fact you get a free guide guide that essentially tells you how it works. And you somehow, spoiler alert, manage to fumble everything. And this is why he's not the smartest character in Death Note, by the way, because L is significantly smarter than Light. You're telling me you're getting caught by a dude who had no superpowers in the slightest, was just used to solving normal cases, and was able to narrow down where you lived just off one mistake. And this guy genuinely falls for the rage bait in like episode 2 when he tries to slime out L, but it turns out to be fake. On live television, this man slips up because L only plays the ad in Japan at a specific time in a specific prefecture, leading to him finding out where Light lives. This guy was genuinely so slow, bro. And his ego was huge. That's basically the reason why he lost the show. Just because he wanted to prove that he was the man and tried to outmatch L at every single scenario. Like, bro, Chacho, there is no way you had to make some of these moves. This guy genuinely put himself on the investigation team just to get closer to L, by the way. You could have just sat in the background, gang. You didn't even have to do any of this. If you just kept your mouth shut and just wrote the names, you low-key would have won. And the fan base is insane. Some of these Light Yagami videos I'm seeing are genuinely stressing me out. I mean, we genuinely have some people thinking they're like Yagami. We have some people really saying, hear me out. What do you mean, hear me out, gang? We all watch how he genuinely manipulated Misa for the entire series. Bro got her to half her lifespan twice. And honestly, his voice lines are some of the corniest. I'm sorry. If you chose to watch this show in dub instead of sub, I have to talk to you. Because in sub, this sounds so tough. I'm not gonna lie. In dub, it's a little bit interesting, still kind of tough, kind of. But then when people start taking it to real life, that's where I draw the line. The fastest way to find out whether an anime manipulator is corny is saying their voice lines in real life. And if it sounds corny when you say it in person, that's because they are corny. Notice how if I were to say, that's right, that's my perfect victory, it sounds corny. What do you think of that, Al? Sounds corny. And this is what happens when people start saying Light Yagami voice lines in real life. Now, I won't lie, Light did have some aura for a little while, but he managed to absolutely fumble the bag. And last but not least, we have Aizen Sosuke. Now, in my opinion, he is the best and least corny anime manipulator. There's a reason why you don't see anybody calling Aizen Sosuke corny, because bro is genuinely tough. First of all, he was one of the greatest aura farmers of all time, talking about welcome to my soul society. What do you know about pulling up with the boys from Hueco Mundo mid-air levitating? You already know this man was tough. Plus the fact that he manipulated all the other captains to betray them, he was actually cold. What do you mean bro stopped the main character's theme by catching his blade? And notice how he just sounds way less corny. This is my blade, Kyoko Suigetsu. Like, notice how it doesn't sound corny. Or he says you're blinded by your own self-righteousness. I need to keep reaching higher. Like, notice how he doesn't sound corny and sounds tough.
よく成長した。黒崎一護。君の今までの戦いはすべて私の手の上だ。
And you know Aizen was always dripped out too. Now look, I haven't seen the entirety of the original Bleach. I'm at like season 8 right now. But all I have to say is that Aizen is low-key carrying the show. He's low-key tough. Like Bleach without Aizen, low-key might not even be one of the big 3. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, and here's a photo of the average Aizen Sosuke fan. And there's this one guy online who actually says Aizen Sosuke voice lines in real life and he sounds tough. And notice how people take Aizen Sosuke seriously. Write that down, write that down. That's how you know he's not corny. Coming from someone who's not even a big Bleach fan. You just have to know that Aizen knows ball. But anyway, those are my top picks for corniest anime manipulators and some of the corniest videos we've seen from them. Let me know what you guys think and whether you agree or disagree with this list. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow my other social media at Hyperstrides on TikTok and Instagram. You guys are the best and see ya.